Greetings, Melistocrats! Hello, hello! I hope you, like all modern humans, and Melistocrats should be, are practicing very, very great hygiene, unlike some of the stories of the past that we may encounter today. Brayden Micken, thank you so much for the super sticker. Arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you, thank you. Yes, good evening, everybody. I have prepared well, I don't want to say all, but I have prepared a lot of materials for us to read through to learn. Today, we're gonna learn together, since I too don't know too much about the history. So I'm going to learn about where it's all started, and, you know, where we are now, which I'm aware of, but where we all started is very interesting to me. Yes. Does anybody know any history facts about human hygiene? Anybody have any interesting facts to share with the class today? You wallow in a lye bath once a day. What is a lye bath? Learning about how to shower today, indeed. There's also a history of soap, Elizabeth. I think people use things like clay, olive oil for soap. Just some supreme hygiene tricks. We are going to learn, yeah. I found the word for the sponge on a stick, because I was looking up that Wikipedia page specifically to have it open, but it's called the xylospongium. Yeah. I guess it literally means sponge on a stick. Maybe xylo means stick? But then, how does that explain the word xylophone? What does it mean? Hold on, my, like... There's lots of imbalance in my... Let me just quickly fix it so that it'll stop wobbling around. It's very, very annoying. I think it's time for me to get a new one because this old IKEA one that I have, it kind of sucks. Been using this for years and all the parts keep moving around and it becomes like imbalanced and wobbly and just very distracting. But there we go. And all the screws keep coming loose. Oh, there we go. It stopped wobbling. That's good. Xylo means wooden. Oh, so wooden sponge? Oh, that's why a xylophone is just a wooden phone. That makes sense. You once read that sick people prefer to go to midwives because they wash their hands, unlike regular doctors. Back then, bacteria hadn't really been studied yet. Oh, I did. When I was looking up these links, one of the ones that I was reading through to see what kind of information they had was like, what was it? In the it was crazy. It was like, oh, doctors were finding that you know, generally results were better if they... What was it? It was really crazy. I didn't finish reading it because I was like, what? And then I went on searching for other stuff. It was like, doctors found out that after conducting an autopsy, like on a dead body, it was better to wash their hands before going to deliver a baby or something. And I was like, what? Don't inspect a dead body and then deliver a baby. No! Yeah. I was like, wow, so that's how they found out because doctors didn't wash their hands. No! It's a busy day for a doctor. Yeah, this is true. Crazy, I know. It's just a cycle of life and death, yup. And they don't wash their hands. They took a long time to come around on the idea of germs. Many people who brought it up were killed, but why? Why? Why was it such a touchy subject? I did read about, there was like one sentence in one of the pages I was reading about how, I think there was some taboo against bathing because people thought that bathing was like scandalous. I guess because like the idea of bathing was like Roman baths and it was like, oh, you had to be like naked and stuff. And people thought that was like, a bad thing. So then it was like, oh, you should just not bathe so that you could be, you know, not doing degenerate things like being naked in a bath. So then they thought that not bathing was better? Yeah, I don't know. I read a paragraph about that and I was like, wow, the leaps of logic to arrive at the conclusion that you wanted. It's just so that these people can justify not bathing. Yeah. They were spreading some kind of fever and many women died, oh dear. Right. Yeah, so there was lots of like, post, what was it? Lots of women died after like giving birth, I guess, because, the doctors didn't wash their hands or something. Yeah. And also clean water was hard to come by. That's probably true too, yeah. Maybe that's why they didn't bathe as much. But I think they did wipe sometimes. Well, we can read through that because I prepared the pages to look at today. The water was of lower quality and could have given them disease during those times, which is why beer was drunken instead of water, right? And then they used perfume to mask the spell. They didn't baby doubt they went. No, there was wipings rituals. But maybe it's more for the rich? Question mark? Question mark? We can read about the history of bathing. Hold on. I do have this one up first. I have a couple of tabs open for different information that we can absorb today. But this is the stuff about the sponge. This is the sponge on a stick. Right? It was a utensil found in ancient Roman latrines, consisting of a wooden stick. No! Wooden stick is xylon. Xylo is wood. Xylon is stick. Wooden stick. With a sponge, which is spongus. Yeah, fixed at one end. Academics disagree to its exact use. Oh. Traditionally to be assumed to be okay, like hygiene, after defecating. Okay. And the sponge was cleaned with vinegar. Oh, so there's no proof. They don't know. For sure. Okay. Oh, but then they have these pictures. Hey, this looks just like the Terumae Romae anime. I seen this in the anime, guys. I seen this in the anime about Roman baths. They had the scene in there with the sponge and everything. Or sometimes salt water. Others suggested it was used like a toilet brush. Oh, like to wash. Okay. Technical stuff. That's it. That's all we know about it. Okay. It's not so much about it then. Alright, here's about the actual baths then. Yeah, people they argue about it still, apparently. Okay, so we don't know. We don't know if it was a toilet brush or if it was used to clean. Alright, but these are the thermospermae. Thermae refers to a large imperial bath complex. Most Roman cities had one, if not many, such buildings. which were centers not only for bathing, but socializing and reading. Oh wow, they're kind of just like Japanese Super Sento. 200 bits. Thank you so much, Penguin Lords. Pooping with the bros. I think that's what people did in Roman times. Yeah. Was it like a social thing? Is it like how people go to have like business meetings in the sauna? Like business meetings by bathing together. I think there's like a Japanese culture part of that. Yeah. Nah. They do. Really? That's so interesting. And also so crazy to imagine. What? Wow, and then they just like look at each other in the eye. Like from across the room. Oh, those are real idol meetings. The Roman idols were having meetings. Oh my gosh. Hello, hello. The second part of the day being bath time with friends and business partners, really? In ancient Roman times? Yeah. We're talking about Roman hygiene. Ho Eminem2 Paladin Corrupted, thank you so much for the super. Thankfully, in 1766, English scientist John Bathington, is that real name? Came upon discovery that humans can lie down in barrels of water in their homes. Oh my gosh. Politburo, thank you so much for 4 months subscription. Arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you, thank you. VIPs and gladiators? Wait, gladiators weren't VIPs. I thought gladiators were like prisoners forced to fight or something. John Bathington is not real? Wait, is it real? It's not real? Okay, I mean, I thought it was like mildly believable. They were professional athletes and bodyguards. Oh, really? They were slaves, but the best ones get better treatment. Oh, yeah, because I remember from the Gladiator movie, it didn't seem like they had any good status. Like, they weren't treated that well. From the parts I've seen in the Gladiator movie, it didn't seem like they were treated that well. And he has a wife, Jane Showerton. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Not all there. Alright, there's a long part about terminology, which I'm okay. Let's see. Building layout. They have a hot room, so it's like a sauna. Oh, this is like dubious. They made this up. There's an article with the layout of Pompeii's old baths. Ooh, which are among the best preserved Roman baths. These baths were connected to the forum at Pompeii, hence the name. Ooh. Oh, chat is frozen again. Hold on, I just need to refresh it. I've been having this problem in OBS. Very weird. Sure, there we go. Alright, here you go. The Gladiator movie was... The Emperor from the Gladiator movie was strangled and drowned in his bath by his trainer and famous wrestler Narcissus. His name was Narcissus? Is that where it comes from? His name was Narcissus? Woo! These names always surprise me. Ooh, the pictures. Ooh. These are illustrations that are envisioning the rooms in the old baths. Oh, okay. There's a court keeper of the baths. There are also... Ooh, the room which runs back might have been appropriate. Convenience, the better classes waiting return of the acquaintances from the interior. In this court, advertisements for this was like waiting area for the theater or other announcements of general interests were posted. Very cool. One of which announcing a gladiatorial show. Cool. Yeah, wow. I can't believe all these things were happening at the same time. Ancient Roma was popping. It was like there was so much going on. It was not a boring time, for sure. How long was the period of the Romans, anyway? Yeah, they had so much going on. He was the ancient Greek hunter who fell in love with his own reflection. Ooh. The tepidarium. It was heated with warm air. Ooh, how do they heat stuff? In order to prepare the body for the great heat of vapor and warm baths. Oh, so they have like an intermediate room where they warm up so they don't suddenly go into a hot bath. How hot are these baths anyway? Too sudden transition to open air. Oh, wow. This is actually a really good practice. Because, you know, people with weak, like, heart conditions can, like, get heart issues or heart attacks or something from too suddenly entering a hot bath from a cold place. Yeah. Because I think recently in Japan, a decently famous actress died in her own bath. I think from this reason. I think she was only like 50 or something. She wasn't like super old. But like, apparently, probably, they just found her like passed out and dead in her own bath, right? But it was probably because it was like winter, and then she probably got into a hot bath too quickly, and then the temperature change kind of messes you up, so you shouldn't do that. Yeah. You need to like slowly ease into hot baths, or just like going from hot and cold, you need to try not to like shock your body too much. But anyway, this is interesting. They had a room in between that like had just had warm air to kind of ease the transition, I think. I wonder how hot the baths were though. どうかな? Let me see if this is something I can find. How hot were Roman baths? Whoa, Roman baths were heated by natural spring water. Oh, in Bath, England. I'm talking about ancient Rome. The baths used a hypocaust system which directed hot air from a furnace through a hollow space beneath the floors to maintain warmth. How the Romans heated their baths. 7-minute read. Let's see. Early Romans washed their arms and legs daily, which were dirty from work, but only bathed their entire bodies every 9 days. They also swam in the Tiber River. Occasionally, some would take hot baths in the lavatrina, a room adjacent to the kitchen. As the custom of daily hot baths became popular, Romans began constructing bathrooms in their homes. The first public bathhouses were built in the 2nd century BC, and by 33 BC, wow, 2nd century BC is what? It's 200 years BC, right? Wow, that's a long time ago. Whoa. Tiber rhymes with Tiger. Oh, Tiber? Tiber River? The first public bathhouses, okay, and there were 170 small baths in Rome. By the early 5th century, the number had increased to 856. Wow. There was a whole bathing business. Notable examples include Roman baths of Bath and Ravenglass Roman bathhouse in England, as well as the baths of Caracalla. Ooh, I don't know how to. Diocletian, Titus, and Trajan in Rome. Additionally, significant baths can be found in Sofia, Serdica, and Varna. Some of the most well-preserved baths are the various public and private baths in Pompeii. Okay. Dioko? Really? It's coal? Or Dioclay? Co or K? Diocletian? Baths in the Roman Empire were supplied with water by the extensive aqueduct systems. Yeah. Public bathhouses typically had priority over private users for water supply. Oh, okay. Smaller baths or those in arid regions could operate with minimal water, storing it in reservoirs. Oh, okay. Varna mentioned? Is that a place? I don't know where that is. Where is it? In contrast, baths in areas with abundant water use generous supplies from the aqueducts to maintain elaborate features like fountains and cascades. By Trajan's region, around AD 100, 9 aqueducts supplied Rome with approximately 1 million cubic meters of water daily. About 300 gallons per person per day. Whoa. Rome did not achieve such impressive water supply again until modern times. Whoa, really? So they never... they never went back to their glory days until literally up to 100 years ago. Wow. So the Romans were just really advanced. Yeah. That means they were super advanced at the time. Yeah. Net. Whoa. Yeah, I didn't realize they couldn't get it back until so long, because it's surely there would have been I don't know, handbooks, guides for how to do stuff, but they never got that back. I don't know, maybe the Romans were aliens after all? Or they came from the future, you think? The Romans really were just like that manga where there was that girl that came from modern Japan and they went back in time and they built ancient Roma and they went back to the to modern Japan. They used their knowledge of modern water systems, they built ancient baths, and then they came back to modern Japan. Maybe that really happened. Maybe there really was. I think that manga is really trying to explain what really happened in ancient Rome. There was a guy, the guy who invented baths actually teleported somehow through a drain into the modern world, learned all about the water systems, and then went back in time to build it, and that's why they were so advanced. And there was no way they could remake all that in literally the last 2,000 years. 2 millennia go by and they could not create the same level of engineering. Scarlet Inkling, thank you so much for 3 months membership. The Han Empire in China was around the same time as Rome. Fun fact, what did they do for hygiene? Oh, I actually did have a... Do I still have it open? One of the pages that I had open covered a bunch of different countries. Let me see. Although I don't know if I still had it open. I was just choosing what to read earlier. Let's see. Oh, here it says the Chinese invented toilet paper. Hold on. Yeah, I did have a history of hygiene timeline open. This one's pretty interesting too. They lost too much knowledge in the medieval era. They also had heated floors. That's insane. How did they lose all of that, technology? All of it? Where did it just go? Where did it disappear? Where did it all go? Did they burn all of it or something? Jub8891, thank you so much for the super. Don't mean to steal their thunder, but cats have been licking themselves clean for 50 million years. This is true. This is true. Yeah. Oh, so it actually was all burnt? Wow. It sunk with Atlantis? Wait, is that real? What do you mean? Wait, they lost the recipes? And nobody survived with the knowledge in their brain? There was like nobody who had memory of how things were done? Like at all? Wow. And then also it got destroyed with the volcano. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All those invasions in numbers to the civilizations, huh? The Library of Alexandria did burn, but it was all the knowledge just in there? Like, did they have nobody who knew anything outside of that? I don't know. There was nobody to pay for it, so people forgot. Oh no, that's why. They didn't have a system that rewarded knowing things, huh? Yeah. I see. Until the Renaissance, when people suddenly started to write things down properly, printing press helped with bigger chances of preserving something. Wait, did you guys see the... Okay, unrelated topic of speaking of writing things down. I saw this video talking about how the pyramids were built. And apparently, they did find, like, the manual of, like, how everything was, like, organized and accounted for. And there was, like, a proper ledger of the kind of like the project manager of like the pyramid building, but then they kind of recorded everything about how the pyramids were built except for how it was built. Like they recorded like how many people were hired, they recorded like how much they paid those people, where the people came from, all that kind of stuff, and then they did all of that except for how it was actually built down there. I saw a video about this. And there were like a bunch of theories about how it was done. But then people are saying like, maybe they didn't write it down because they thought it was so obvious. Like, they just thought that it's like, duh, at the time. But then now we're like, wait, I don't get it. How did they do it? And then people, yeah. The theory in the video was that the people thought that it was so obvious that nobody bothered to write it down. Yeah. It was recorded but hidden away somewhere. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. It's so interesting to think about it though, because the stairs are inside, right? Where... Or so they say. It's like... What was it? You built the inside of the stairs first and you built the outside after or something? There was like some theories about how it could have been done. I don't know. Yeah. Because they're like, well, how did you lift the pieces of rock up so high then? But then if you do it... I guess if you do it part by part and the way to go up is inside, it could work. Yeah, like the internal ramps, yeah. Because I think there was a thing about the ramps being inside. So, and then closed up from the outside after. Yeah, the precise angles and stuff is crazy. Yeah. Yeah, for sure, for sure. You can move a mountain if you do it bit by bit. Yeah, but anyways, I think even today, people don't know exactly how it was done, right? Which is so interesting. I do enjoy a occasional pyramid video. Yeah, the ramps don't explain everything. Yeah, I've watched the video, so I know. But it's crazy to imagine it. Alright, let's see. Yeah, this is stuff about applying copper and lead to the face for color. Ancient Romans invented lead-lined water pipes and tanks. The rich paid private water companies for their drinking water and other water needs, although it wasn't much better than the water supply that peasants used. Ooh, branding is everything. Most water systems were made from elm trunks and domestic pipes lined with lead. Water was stored in large lead tanks and became stagnant lead water. Oh, okay. Yum. Alright, some of the earliest signs of soap and soap-like products were found in clay cylinders during the excavation of ancient Babylon. Inscriptions on the inside of the cylinders say the fats were boiled with ashes but did not refer to the purpose of soap. Yet, you underestimate the centuries of work that they did that came across and solved the problems that led to the pyramids of today. Yeah, true. It was an advanced ancient civilization. I mean, if the Romans could do all this 2,000 years ago, then another advanced civilization could build the pyramids. The ancient Israelites took a keen interest in hygiene. Moses gave the Israelites detailed laws governing personal cleanliness. He also related cleanliness to health and religious purification. Biblical accounts suggested that the Israelites knew about mixing ashes and oil to produce a kind of hair gel. Lead is a wonderful metal, except it's toxic. No! Like mercury. Oh no, not 3000 BC, 3000 years ago. I was talking about, at least. Records show that ancient Egyptians bathed regularly. The Ebers Papyrus medical document from the 1500 BC describes combining animal and vegetable oils with alkaline salts to form a salt-like material used for treating skin diseases as well as for washing. Oh. It listed 3000 for the Rome part. Oh, did it? Oh. It didn't exist at all? Like ancient? Isn't that what ancient means? I don't know. maybe they meant 300. Okay. Egyptians bathed regularly. Alright, I read this. The ancient Greeks bathed for aesthetic reasons and apparently did not use soap. Instead, they cleaned their bodies with blocks of clay, sand, pumice. What's that? And ashes. And then anointed themselves with oil and scraped off the oil and dirt with metal instruments known as strigil. They also use oil with the ashes. It's a kind of porous rock. Oh, okay. I did read about like people using like sticks for brushing their teeth and stuff as well. Coarse rock. Wait, so they put... Okay. Understandable. So they put clay on a rock. And then I guess it was used for like exfoliating and cleaning. Yeah, it's popular for the bossing of feet. Oh, okay, I know exactly what stone you're talking about. Okay. Yeah. My parents used to put one in the shower. And I wasn't sure if they actually used it or not. And I was like, oh, there's a rock in the shower. Yeah. Grecians whitened their complexion with chalk or lead face powder. Oh my gosh, there was so much lead and mercury related makeup. Lead poisoning. Fashioned crude lipstick out of ochre clays laced with red iron. Yeah, so much lead face powder in the past. Ancient Greeks started using public baths. In the Book of Bath, Francois de Bonneville wrote, "The history of public baths begin in Greece in the 6th century BC, where men and women wash in basins near places of exercise." The ancient Greeks also started using chamber pots, used from the at least 600 BC by ancient Grecians. They've been using chamber pots, Denani. I guess like pots for pouring water into baths. They've been used up until 18th century all over the world. Like the pot that's in the thumbnail today. Yeah. Lead face powder, just like in the Apothecary Diaries. Oh my gosh. Did the ancient Greeks watch Apothecary Diaries? Oh my gosh. Okay. I can't believe they had access to anime. a vessel for your excrement. Oh my gosh, really? Ah. We only stopped using lead in paint and gasoline in the 1980s. Right. Because up until like the 80s and even the 90s, there was like asbestos and like, yeah, all that toxic stuff everywhere, right? Honestly, like, ancient humans had no chance. How would they know? Like, like people up until like 40 years ago were using all this toxic stuff. Yeah. Wealthy ancient Romans began to use wiping techniques in their toilet habits. Ooh, wiping techniques. Actually, this got me thinking, like, what do you mean they started using wiping techniques? So, like, prior to this, they didn't wipe? Like, they didn't feel uncomfortable? Like, just doing their business and then just not cleaning? Like, they just left it, like, hanging? They use their hands? Ah! Like, they just leave it there? Like, what? They didn't have bigger problems! No! They just used water! Oh... yeah, no, this wording made me think, did people just not wipe? They use grass, sand, pine cones, or whatever they got their hands on. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Ah. In the West, green is considered a poisonous color because the dye used to make green fabrics was extremely toxic. Interesting. Interesting. Ancient Romans began... Wait. Hold on, I didn't finish reading this. Common materials used are wool and rose water, and then about 100 years later, the more common Romans use a sponge soaked in salt water. There we go, the Spongium. Alright. Ancient Romans began to use public baths. Agrippa, Emperor Augustus' right-hand man, his name is Agrippa. The first public baths called thermae in the year 19 BC. They increased in they increased in a number rapidly. At least 170 were operating in Rome by the year 33 BC, with more than 800 operating in the height of their popularity. Great Order Supercross, thank you so much for the super. As a VTuber fan, you feel called out this stream. Why? The names were so fun back then. This is true. Oh, okay. Names are so funny. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Ancient Romans believed in the ability of urine to remove stains. Until the medieval period, people used lye made of ashes and urine to clean their clothes. Wait, were they wrong? Does it not do this? It doesn't do this, right? Surely? It doesn't clean stains, does it? Why did they think that? It was used in leatherworking. Okay. It does, it doesn't, it does, it doesn't, it doesn't. It makes it worse. Okay. It doesn't, okay. Why did the Romans think this? What? The clothes are different back then? Okay. And it was the ammonia that did the cleaning. Penguin Laws, thank you so much for the 200 bits. The ammonia in pee is sterile and it does clean. I see. Oh, they could just use water. Yeah, it works, but it smells. They'll have to rewash it after. Oh my gosh. I guess everybody smelled back then. I don't know. Everything smelled back then. Back in ancient times, there was a profession, the urinologist, which unlike modern times, they would drink the urine to find out if you're sick or not. No! No! Oh. I mean, they had people who would eat the poison to find out if it was poisonous or not, right? Oh my gosh. Wow. Oh no. Oh no. A highly paid profession. Oh no. Okay. Ancient Romans believed. Oh wait, I read this. The ancient Romans developed cesspits, usually in the cellar or in the garden. In 1083 BC, isn't this way too long ago? 180 AD. Do they mean like these dates are weird? A Roman emperor's hall floor collapsed, sending dinner guests into the cesspit where some of them were unfortunately drowned. Wait, what's a cesspit? Is it a pit where like excrement is? Is that where that goes? It's crazy that is just underneath the house. Oh my gosh, drowning? That is so disgusting. No way. Oh no. Oh man. They should really design that to be further away from just underneath the hole. It must have smelled though, like if it was just right underneath. Oh. It was during a medieval time during the Holy Roman meeting between some German nobility. The floor broke and everyone drowned. Oh, wow. So the story is true, but where it was from and the dates are wrong. I see. Interesting. We're getting like 50% fanfiction, 50% truth from these. This is interesting. Yeah, maybe they meant AD. In medieval Britain, the population began to various habits to keep their teeth clean. This included rinsing your mouth out with water or a mixture of vinegar and mint to remove gunk. Bay leaves soaked in orange flower water were also used, and the teeth would often be rubbed with a clean cloth as well. Teeth hygiene. Keep your ceiling supported. Yup. It would be incredibly difficult to transfer stuff away instead of below, which is why it was stored underneath. I mean, if he was the emperor or he was like rich, he should just have a bigger yard, five-head. Just have a bigger yard so it's not right underneath your dinner hole. Like, ideally not right underneath where you live. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Alright. In Britain, one pamphlet recommended that people keep their teeth clean by rubbing their teeth with powdered fish bones and then rinsing their mouth out with the mixture of vinegar and sulfuric acid. Oh, their teeth must be gone. I guess people thought that this cleaned their teeth because it actually literally stripped away a layer of their teeth so that it felt clean afterwards. Ah! Just stripped away all of your teeth. Eventually, you just have no teeth. Yeah, the Romans who knew how to do plumbing were long gone. No! And they got the plague too. Ah! The gum burning must have been insane. In Britain, it was common for your barber to remove teeth. If basic treatments didn't fix the problem, the barber would be removing it without the help of Novocaine. So a guide for barbers was... Wait, what? So they would cut your hair and remove your teeth. A guide for barbers was established in 1308, teaching barbers surgery skills. Whoa. During Queen Elizabeth's time, everyone followed the trend of blackening their teeth, so they used charcoal for it. And since the Queen had horrible black rotten teeth due to her love of eating sweets. Oh my gosh. People still overbrush their teeth these days. Right. Like removing the enamel, right? Like apparently using too much mouthwash is bad because it removes even the good bacteria in your mouth or something. Thank you for the super. Great order of the Silver Cross. Speaking of sewage, look up medieval moats. Oh dear. A barber was a type of surgeon back then. They were surgeons. I see. Oh. If you eat a strong acidic food like cola, you should wait a couple of hours to brush your teeth. The acid softens the enamel and brushing it scrapes the enamel away. I see. Wow. Now hold on. I'm gonna do this so that it's more suspenseful when I scroll. We're gonna be more suspenseful. Alright. Cool. Okay. Czechia, thank you so much for the for the super. Once again, condolences to Melistocrats who thought they could enjoy a fine meal during a Malice stream. So this is kind of on them for exceptionally poor judgment. The stream is literally called History of Human Hygiene, and we just talked about the sponge on a stick like the previous stream when we were talking about this, so of course you're just gonna have to learn to eat with it. That's why in the old days you saw the light display with the red and white stripes to show they were barbers. Hey, I see. You finished your breakfast just minutes ago. Nice. Nice. Hope you had a good breakfast. Yeah. We're trying to emulate Malice via energy stealing. Hygiene is like foresight, man. Yeah. Meanwhile, Malice is really well having tea. Of course. You've got to sip some tea to calm down. Finest Rakuya, thank you so much for 5 months membership. And right in front of your breakfast made by your right-hand man, Agrippa, too. You're going to have to wash this away with some sulfuric acid. No! Don't rinse your mouth with sulfuric acid. One medical invention that did help, and even if it was crude, was the drilling a hole in the skull to prevent brain swelling. We still use it today, just in more refined ways. Oh my gosh. What? Wow. Good ever morning. Hello. Yeah. You're about to have your breakfast twice. How are you not aware since you are from the time period in Verilis? I'm from a different... like, an entirely different world. I'm not from Earth, so I wouldn't know any Earth history. Yeah. Drilling was more helpful. Alright, let's see. The Black Death pandemic swept across Europe, killing 40 to 50% of the population during a 4-year period. Ooh, that's a really short period. Likely originating in Central Asia, it was probably sent through trade routes. And didn't people say it was spread through like rats, like animals too? Probably like stuff was just contaminated, I guess? Like maybe rat poop and whatever in your food, that kind of thing. Like just bugs, I don't know. Like stuff being stored, fleas, yeah, stuff being stored not in a clean way, so everything was dirty. So yeah, fleas that came from rats, right. Oh, yeah. And still, it was all because nobody knew how to build the Roman sewers. No! The Romans were a great loss. The reason serfdom was abolished was serfdom. Was acutely thanks to the Black Death, since people were needed and binding them to a lord and land was not going to work. At least in the West and Eastern Europe, serfdom existed until the 1920s. What is serfdom? I don't know what that is. Yeah. It disappeared after killing two-thirds of the population, but the last deceased person died alone far away. Oh my gosh. Oh. So that means that, like, maybe animals carried the disease to humans, kind of? Serfdom was basically people being slaves to the plot of land for life. I see. Oh, it was a caste system? Ooh, I see. The bugs on the rats. The bubonic plague is still around, but were immunized. Being a peasant who belongs to your lord along with his land is a serf. Oh. I see. Serf's not owned, it's more like taxation? Okay. I see. Feudal taxation. Oh. Okay. Kind of like how when lords would come collect the taxes house by house in the rural areas. Okay. The villager life? Yeah. Do villagers pay taxes to Mina? Is that how that works? Is Mina your lord? Like, I mean, Malistocrats donate energy to the energy vault. That's how it works in Verilus, at least. But yeah. Yes? Oh, okay. Not to Mina, but to the kingdom. Oh, because Mina is not the head of her kingdom? Question mark. I see. Because she's a knight of the kingdom. Oh, so does Mina come around collecting the taxes to donate back to the kingdom? I see. And then you evade taxes by funding the Energy Vault charity. When you donate to charity, you can you can claim expenses. The tax was something like 2/3 of the food or whatever you made for the lord. I see. Oh. Well, and then the Chinese invented toilet paper. I think they invented paper? And then pale faces were fashionable during the reign of Elizabeth I. Ceruse was a foundation makeup choice for both men and women in the Elizabethan era, as it gave them a smooth, pale look. However, it contained lead that seeped into the body through the skin, leading to poisoning. Variants with lead have been used for thousands of years. Ooh. I guess they just used it too much where it officially became a problem. Yeah. 나로 we become one with lead. Born to lead poisoning, the humans of today. All roads lead to lead. Great Order of the Silver Cross, thank you so much for the super. Sorry, voice to text got it wrong. You were referring to the number of people who drowned in medieval moats, which were basically a castle sewer system. Oh my gosh, wow. Ooh, that's crazy. Yeah. It's either lead or microplastics, we have to choose. Speaking of the Chinese, aside from gunpowder, they invented many things. The problem was the majority of it did not reach the west of the world. They had ancient printing press. The problem was that it was made from wood, so wood plats broke constantly. And they also used paper currency. Right. Oh, so it. Printing press, right, I do know this. Yeah. King James VI of Scotland wore the same clothes for months on end, and even sleeping with them on occasion. Oh, he also kept the same hat on for 24 hours a day until it fell apart. He didn't take a bath as he thought it was bad for his health. Oh my gosh. Yusuf is so nasty. I mean, he probably couldn't take off his hat because it was stuck on his head. Because he never takes it off. He furokian too hard. Yeah. No. A Silver Cross member. Oh my gosh. Yeah, wow. Yeah, the Romans could never. Oh, Sir John Harrington invented a valve that, when pulled, would release water from the water closet. Yeah, so flushing. Albert Giblin holds the 1819 British patent for the silent valveless water waste preventer, a system that allowed a toilet to flush effectively. Unfortunately, there were no sewers or running water at the time, so it wasn't able to be practically used. Interesting. Blake Winkle, thank you so much for the super. He was obviously a Twitch chatter. Oh my gosh. There are so many, like, inventions that happened way too early before their time, before people felt like they had a use for it. Or, like, people were, like, unable to make it successful. Yeah, like that really sad story of the first person who actually invented the fridge. Right? Because the Ice King ran a smear campaign against the fridge guy, and then like he died without ever having his invention recognized, right? I mean, the version of his fridge was still more like crude than the later invention of it, but then that like information just all went to nothing. Even though it got invented, he invented an icebox that didn't need ice. Yeah, people could have been refrigerating stuff like decades earlier, but you know, yeah. Some businesses are anti-innovation. Yeah. Nah. Implementing the infrastructure usually harder than figure out a solution by itself, right? People were missing out on ice cream for decades. No, I think they made ice cream with regular ice too, no? Just not in the fridge. I mean, fridges didn't do freezing at the time, I think. It was just refrigerating. But they were making, like, old version of ice cream with just ice, right? They made it in Apothecary Diaries. Mau Mau made ice cream in Apothecary Diaries. Surely they made ice cream with ice. I know my history from Apothecary Diaries. Yeah, Victorian Britain had a lot of ice cream, right? I think so. How did they keep the ice in the summer back then? I mean, basically, it was about the amount of surface area, like keeping ice intact when it was shipped from the icy areas was just about like making sure the ice block was really, really large. And then a lot of the ice on the inside would be kept cold because only the outside surface would be melting. So then it takes a really, really long time for the ice to melt. So then that's how they kept the ice on the inside was still available by the time it arrives in hot regions. So even when it's summer, they'd be able to keep it kind of like still cold and not entirely melted. Yeah. Because smaller ice cubes would be like really easy to melt, but a really large one would take a long time to melt. Yeah, and ice is a good insulator, right? Like igloos, right? Yeah. And if you put it below ground, it lasts longer, right? If you have like a cellar, right? Yeah. Steam powered stuff, for instance, existed since classical Greece, but no one knew what to use the tech for, so it was shelved for 2,000 years. Wow. How come they invented it then? Did they just invent it for fun? Why did the Greeks invent steam power? For funsies. Just for the love of the game? Like, they didn't have a use for it. I see. It's like thinking of relativity, but then it's like, for what? When will we move at the speed of light? I don't know. Yeah. Thought. New developments in teeth cleaning started to appear in Britain. Rubbing one's teeth with ashes of rosemary was common, and powdered sage was used to rub on teeth as a whitening agent. Vinegar and wine were also mixed to form a mouthwash. Ooh, okay, vinegar and wine, interesting. Relativity is used for satellites, to be fair. Oh, I see. There was no internet, so they were bored, so they just messed with things. So they just invented steam power, and then and then just left it. I see. The same practices when cleaning were used, but barbers, aka dentists, have begun to learn more about dentistry. The first dentures, gold crowns, and porcelain teeth arrived in 1700s. In 1790, brought about the dental foot engine, which rotates a drill for cleaning out cavities. The first dental chair was made in the late 1700s. Wow. But like dentistry must have been so painful back then because they probably didn't have lots of like good painkillers, right? Oh my gosh. Nah. A letter from Lord Chesterfield to his sons urges the use of a sponge and warm water to scrub the teeth each morning. The recommendation of using one's urine in France was widely flouted by, this means like recommended, by Fouchard, a French dentist. Gunpowder and aluminium were also recommended. Gunpowder? For cleaning your teeth? Whoa! What? You went to the local blacksmith to remove your teeth? Oh my gosh. It gives you an explosive... your smile is the bomb. Is what they say. In the 1700s in France. Exploding teeth. Let's go. Any powder can work as an abrasive, doesn't mean you should use it though. Anesthetic became more widespread in the 1860s. I see. Yeah. Pre-penicillin drugs were wild. Yeah. People back then were the fun kind nuts. They tried everything. Yeah. Gunpowder was used in the first batch of Rice Krispies. What? Very explosive stuff. Whoa. Yeah. Oh my gosh. One of the more well-paying jobs was the gong farmer. Basically, the guy that collected all the poop. Granted, you were shunned by society due to your smell, but the pay was good. Right, didn't they have all those, like, the smelly, jobs were considered, like, low-ranking, kind of? Like butchers and stuff? People who work with, like, blood. One medical treatment that existed before proper medicine included bleeding people to try and clean out the toxic blood. Oh my gosh. I mean, you're solving one problem, but then you have a new problem. Yes, the toxic blood will leave your body if you bleed all of it out. They're right. If you die, then you can't be sick anymore. Yeah, they're right. Yes, indeed. So smart, yeah. Medicine. If you die, they won't hurt anymore. That's true. It was true detoxing. Yeah. Some hospitals still use leech therapy. What? What are leather tangerines? They're so smelly the Romans banned them from outside to the countryside. What are leather tangerines? What is that? Oh my gosh. Wait, so literally a guy just comes along every night to collect all the poop? Like, that was just a job? Whoa. You have a friend that has to do bloodletting every other month because he has too much iron in his blood and that's the easiest solution. Hey, I see. Hey. Whoa. Leech therapy mainly used for venous congestion, like veins. Whoa. Meant like leather tanners, the guys who make leather. Ah, okay. Yeah. I see. Whoa. Interesting. Okay. People were already fashion conscious during the 18th century when their eyebrows did not look fashionable. They often masked them with tiny pieces of skin from a mouse. Poems from as early as 1718 insinuated their use. They couldn't, like, draw on... Oh. I don't know, like, people now use, like, eyebrow pens, right? There were pens and ink and stuff. You couldn't, like, you know, paint your eyebrows. They had to use... It seems like an extra step. Like, maybe ink would have been easier, no? I don't know. There were so many things that were pigmented that you could use on your eyebrows. Oh my gosh. Looks more authentic. Wow. High heels are worn by males who rode horses. I actually do know this. Like, a lot of modern things that women like were actually originally invented for men, right? Like how they say pink was originally like a men's color. Like it was like a manly color. Right? Or was it opposite? Like blue was like a women's color or something? I don't know. And then pink was a men's color. It was a boy's color, yeah. And high heels were for men. For riding, ne? A Cleo collab would be... Oh, good, because with my enthusiasm and Cleo knows her stuff. I see. Yeah. Red is a man's color and little men get pink. Is this true? Pink is still a manly color. I think there's been a resurgence of pink for men. There's a lot of like a recent like fashion items for men that are pink, and I think men's fashion today actually likes the color pink, like especially like pale pink. Yeah. I feel like I've seen it a lot in like shops and stuff lately. Yeah. Not hot pink, but like a pale pink color. I think there's like shoes and like phone cases and like accessories that are pink that are like in the men's section in Japan at least. Yeah. Maybe because of K-pop, you think? Yeah, pink became like more of a light pastel pink became kind of popular, like salmon colors too. Yeah. Sakura pink is pretty, true. Yeah. I do like those colors too. Yeah. Ne. Insoles? Wearing pink as a man shows self-confidence. I can see that being true. Yeah. Like you're not dictated by society's expectations of colors, right? Light pink and gray and black go well together. This is true. I do like pink as a pop of color too. Like even a pink stripe on the shirt or something. It's kind of nice. On a white shirt. Yeah. Men also used to wear wigs, frills, and heels too. True. Yeah. So ne. なるほど. Alright, let's see. Enough about the mouse skin. 1834, London Medical and Surgical Journal describes sharp stomach pains in patients with no evidence of disease. This led them to believe painter's colic was a nervous affection of the intestines occurring when lead is absorbed into the body. What is painter's colic? Oh dear. I want to know. I'm scared to look it up. Let me see. Painter's colic is a condition caused by lead poisoning, often associated with exposure to lead-based paints. Symptoms can include abdominal pain, constipation, and other neurological issues. I see. It's lead related because painters got it from using lead paint. Alright, lead again. So many issues caused by paint historically. Not that, caused by lead historically. Oh dear. Yep. Led to another lead incident. Yeah, painters were poisoning themselves and people trying to have fairer skin were wearing lead makeup were poisoning themselves. Yeah. Lead is your old friend. It was just very useful, right? And poisonous. Public baths had been popular since the 13th century due to the scarcity of firewood. Bathing became an expensive practice. Whole families and friends had to share a bath, and many of them would remain dirty. Oh, or many of them. I thought initially I read them like, oh, they would share a bath and they would still be dirty. It's like, no! No, or many of them remain dirty. Okay. The sentence. Oh no. Yeah, bathing is an expensive rich person thing there. A physician called Ignaz Semmelweis found childbed fever occurred in women who were assisted by medical students. Childbed fever. He found students who assisted in childbirth did so after autopsy. There we go. After instituting a strict hand-washing policy, deaths dropped by 20-fold within 3 months. Oh my gosh! It's the people touching dead bodies and then helping mothers give birth thing again. Oh my gosh, yeah. Hey, I think they're blaming this on the medical students, but I think the doctors did this too, because they also didn't wash their hands. Yeah. Oh my gosh. He died in an asylum after being beat up by a god? No, really? Oh my gosh. What happened to him? The worshippers of Norse and Germanic pagan gods who had a habit of bath each Sunday as a ritual. They found tweezers, combs in their tombs, the cleanest people during the Dark Ages, ironically. Wait, I remember reading about this somewhere. Or maybe you said this in chat. Making the white paint involved with scraping off the oxidation of the lead, so everyone who made the paint got very nasty health issues. Oh dear. Yeah. Doctors went from dissecting corpses to performing surgeries. No! Thank good they invented hand washing. Oh my gosh. Hand washing genius. He noticed. Yeah. He noticed too much and then we went crazy. Is that what this is? He knew too much. About washing hands. Oh, this one. I had to look up this name because I was like, really? A nosegay was typically a small bouquet of flowers or a sachet of herbs. It was really those like tiny bouquets of flowers, the really cute ones. I didn't know they were called nosegays. It was attached to the wrist on a lapel or simply held in the hand. It would also be held under one's nose for people walking through the crowds. Nosegays gained popularity during Queen Victoria's reign. Wait, so okay. So people would attach these under their nose because it smelled good because other people stank? Is that what this is? I'm assuming they mean this because other people stank, right? Let me see. Like they held it under their nose so that they would always smell something nice. Oh my gosh. The nosegay, the posy, or the tussie mussy is a small flower bouquet. They have existed in some form since at least the medieval times, when they were carried or worn around the head or the bodice. Doilies are traditionally used to bind the stems of these arrangements. Okay. It came from Middle English as a combination of nose and gay. the latter meaning ornament. So, a nose ornament. An ornament that appeals to the nostril or the nose. Okay. Interesting. Eh. The Tusi Musi comes from the reign of Queen Victoria, when small bouquets became a popular fashion accessory. Typically, they included a floral symbolism from the language of flowers and therefore maybe used to send a message to the recipient. Cup of Nuts, thank you so much for the super. Speaking of London, its sewer system began construction in 1859 after an event known as the Great Stink, brought on by a hot summer and massive human waste in the Thames River the year prior. Oh my gosh. Oh wow. And then also very popular nosegay period where people would try to smell nice things and not the River Thames by wearing flowers on their wrists. Yeah, so net. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so the 18th century, it was used to often carry to ward off foul odors. Yep, miasmas, as it was believed that the pleasant scent of flowers and herbs promoted well-being. Plants like lavender, rosemary, thyme, and sage were used during the plague for their disinfecting properties, as well as the strong aromas. Bouquets were often made from paper napkins or special small silver holders, but in modern version, a ribbon is used instead. Over time, the Tusi Musis became more of a fashion accessory than a health necessity, and might have disappeared entirely if not for the small book by the Lady Mary Wortley Montagu. Her book narrated a secret code in which flowers used to convey messages in the Turkish harem. The intrigue of receiving secret messages this way became a popular pastime. Interesting. Lavender is a nice smell. Yeah. So ne. True. They also believe that bad smells cause diseases. Right. I mean, I would say it's not a bad thing to believe just because it smells bad for a reason, I guess. Like, your brain is telling you this is disease and stay away. Yeah. Language of flowers. Cool. Interesting. Yeah. Alright. History of nosegays. Yeah, highly correlated. We use smells to identify bad foods too. Yeah, smell does matter. True. Alright, in 18th century England, outbreaks of cholera led to an epidemic. A physician called John Snow observed that cholera seemed to spread via sewage-contaminated water. This was mostly noticed around a water pump in Broad Street, London. John removed the pump handle and the spread was instantly contained. Oh. The Great Stink is coming up. Yup. Hot weather struck the capital in 1858, drying up the River Thames, leaving pure sewage and other waste piling up and exposed. This was the start of the Great Stink, forcing Parliament to close for the day and eventually initiating a reform of the sewerage systems and cesspits. Someone built a cesspit next to the water pump and infected it. Oh my gosh. Oh dear. Wow. Oh no. It's always the way, like in improper disposal of human waste. Yeah, history of English hygiene. Or the problems that led to better hygienes. Yeah. The problems where people were dying and they're like, oh shoot, maybe something is wrong. Nah, the Great Stink Incident. Rivers were goated before railways. It was the easiest and fastest solution of all time. Right, both for washing away waste and also transporting stuff. Ne? It transported smells and goods. And also people bathed in rivers. The modern, yeah, running water definitely better than standing water. Don't bathe in a lake. Still water bad. The modern flushing system. Thomas Crapper! No! His name is not Thomas Crapper! Real? Fact check? No way! It is? No! Oh my gosh! The names are so good! Oh! So, was it named after him? This is crazy! No way! It was named after him, surely. No way! He didn't invent the flush toilet, but is understood to have made major contributions towards its development by implanting a modern septic system that pumped soiled waters out of the city. However, this particular subject is still heavily debated. Eh? Is it real? No, I got to Google Thomas Crapper. There's no way. Thomas Crapper was an English plumber! And he founded Thomas Crapper and Co. in London, a plumbing equipment company. He was a pioneer in toilet technology. Oh, wow. His notability with regards to toilets has often been overstated, mostly due to the publication of a 1969 tongue-in-cheek biography by a New Zealand satirist, Wallace Rayburn. Oh. So it was kind of, like, almost half fantasy, half fanfiction. Admin Wonder, thank you so much for 4 months membership. At long last, we found the CEO of toilets. He held 9 patents. 3 of them were for water closet improvements. The S-bend plumbing trap. He improved the S-bend plumbing trap by inventing the U-bend. The company owned the world's first bath, toilet, and sink showroom in Kings Road. Crapper was noted for the quality of his products and received several royal warrants. Scorpion PT, thank you so much for subscribing for 2 months. Thank you. Medieval castle toilets were very uncomfortable due to how cold they were and mostly made from stone. Oh my gosh. They need to invent the washlet. Wow. Interesting. Whoa. Oh my gosh, the logo is so funny. No way. Let me show you. Oh, you can't see. Wait. Eto? His logo. The Venerable Thomas Crapper and Company. Yeah. Wow. Thank you for the pipes. Alright, let's see. Lysol was sold as a genital disinfectant and birth control method. Lysol ads proclaimed a host of benefits for every gynecological need and was the leading form of birth control in 1930s, 90s. Wait, what? So people drank it? Lysol is actually a caustic poison causing burns and itches. After the first drop, most women were applying it to their skin for 30 years! Whoa! Oh my gosh! Ow! Does it burn people? Whoa! Oh dear. Whoa. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's like how draining a toxin from your blood. You can't be poisoned if you're dead. Alright. See this other one. Ancient painting. Oh, it's a long one. Toilet hygiene, a messy affair. Most homes were not equipped with indoor bathrooms or running water. Different toilet habits, okay. Closet-like rooms and nooks where people would go to relieve themselves in chamber pots. There we go. Explanation. Some of the richest in the medieval period even had early forms of pipework, which would transport dirty water and human waste out into a cesspool. Despite these very early versions of indoor toilets, people did not always feel inclined to use them. It's crazy, I learned what a cesspool was today. I didn't know what this was. Interesting. There are some accounts of people relieving themselves in the dark corners of their friends' houses. Oh, better if it's your friend's house, right? Not your own house. Not your friend anymore afterwards. Oh, majority of peasant houses had an outhouse at least. Okay. Oh my gosh. Ah! Just a silly prank at your friend's house. No way. When you just hate that one friend. Outhouses were common since the waste does go back into the soil. Right, that makes sense. So at least it's not, you know, not underneath where you dine. Let's see. There were also some who used empty fireplaces or hid behind tapestries and curtains. The main motivation for such action seems to have been pure laziness. Individuals didn't want to remove themselves from discussions of games that were happening around them. Oh, so they could be cleaner, but they chose not to be. They chose actively not to be cleaner because they were watching anime and they didn't want to leave the room, you know? You can't leave. They can't pause the game, chat. They can't pause the game. Oh my gosh, the original gamers. Blake Wickle, thank you so much for the super sticker. Arigatou gozaimasu. Yeah, even the ancient peoples couldn't pause the game, so yeah, they feared missing out. Yup. One of the history's worst jobs was linked to toilet habits of the ancestors, okay? And that was the groom of the king's close stool. The person in this position was tasked with the job of monitoring and assisting the king with his bowel movements. What? This is incorrect. How does that work? The groom of the king's close stool. Oh. You can't pause. I can't pause the game, Bob. Just go behind the curtain. In the corner, in the dark corner of your friend's house. The person next to the king was a sought-after position and could influence the nation. This is true. This is true. Yeah. They say worst jobs because it's like kind of gross. But it's actually a popular job because you have a lot of power, right? It's like all the eunuchs in like Chinese courts, right? Because they had a lot of power over like, I don't know, like just everybody apparently. So much infighting. Yeah. But you'd always be number 2. Not always in history. Sometimes you were like secretly number 1, you know? If you could install a puppet king, because if you were powerful enough that the previous king trusted you to make the decision, then you could install a puppet king and be the secret ruler behind the king, right? Or the emperor. Yeah. Let's see. The position was first created by Henry VIII. It was eventually became a highly regarded position. This is because people held the role after climbed to high social standing due to trust of the king. Yeah. The job involved very intimate details of human life, often offered a promising, albeit disgusting fast track to the king's right-hand side. Okay. It was therefore common that many noblemen's sons or gentry members apply for the position in order to improve their position at court. Some rose to the position of secretaries, with high pay and benefits. It is thought that the name for the position came from the toilet, which would have been carried about all the time in case the king required it. There would also be water towels and washbowl carried with him. Whoa! The king just had a walking toilet person, like, carrying that with them in case they needed to go anytime? Wow. Yeah, literally a porta potty, yeah. Wow. Like, what about during important meetings? Like, what about, like, the king's dignity? Does it not matter when you're a king, I guess? They have, like, no shame? The position remained in place for a long time, and famous kings of England employed a groom of the king's close stool, including Mad King George. In fact, the position was only abolished in 1901. Wait, so does the word stool for a small chair come from something excrement related? Very likely it does. Like, that's why those two words are, like, the same. Like the stool carrier, right? なるほどね。Ancient Romans brushed their teeth with urine. Okay, we did read about that before. A rare First Temple period toilet discovered in Jerusalem. King William III's close stool circa 1650. The hygiene habits of the royalty was quite different from the masses. Whoa. So I guess it opens from the side. You can remove whatever's inside. Wow. Yeah. And then you can close the top. Whoa. Household hygiene, lice, rodents, and other vermins. Unhygienic problems like head lice to bed bugs. They would have been riddled with tiny beasts. Bugs were such an issue because it was common in the medieval period, particularly in poor households, to line the floors with straw. This was mainly to keep the damp away. However, it was also providing warmth, a warm home for bugs and insects. No! Sometimes, nice-smelling flowers or herbs were added to the straw in order to improve the smell of the room, and this unfortunately did nothing to prevent these bugs from breeding or spreading infectious diseases, though. Wait, I thought there was like a type of like herb that keeps bugs away? Like, なんだっけ? Sometimes it's made into like an oil and you can like put it on your wrist to keep bugs away. Like a lot of like mosquitoes and stuff don't like it. Like mint smells, right? You can put like mint sprays and stuff, I think. Or lemon, apparently. Lemon and mint. Yeah. Citrus oil. Yeah, I think there was an advice somewhere of like squeezing some lemon into some water and then like spraying it onto areas where you want to like keep bugs away. Yeah. They avoid strong smelling plants, right? Lavender? I see. Yeah, so like lemon. Citrus. Insect Devil, thank you so much for the super. This is anti-bug propaganda. we don't like vermin in the Verilissian castle. Scary and itchy. We don't like that. We spray lemon sprays everywhere. These straw floors caused a lot of problems when they were located in rooms where Food was eaten. Oh. Food dropped onto the floor was often not cleaned up, although dogs may have cleaned up some of the droppings. The rest would be food for rodents and bacteria. No! Okay, to be fair, Dizzy Senpai is different. Because Dizzy Senpai is a cute girl, so it doesn't matter. Yeah. Vermin type bugs have no rights, but cute girls have rights, so yeah, she gets the cute anime girl pass, exactly. These bugs not only made their homes on the floors of houses, however, bedding and even people's own bodies and hair made perfect places for them to live. Many people who lived in the Middle Ages were infected with lice, oh dear. What's this picture? Oh dear. Medieval depiction of the plague of lice. Ah! Oh no! For those in the poorest levels of society, it was common to share a bed with their family members, and because of these cramped conditions, these insects traveled easily between victims and disease spread quickly without obstacles. This is also the case in the servant quarters or mansions where many domestic workers were crammed together in tight spaces. Oh dear. You've seen horses in the summer covered in countless flies. It must be hell. Right. A lot of sometimes wild animals are covered in like other parasites, right? Yeah. Ugh. A 1662 painting depicting a time-tested mother-approved lice treatment. Oh my gosh. Wow. Body hygiene, ancient soap, and showers. Some of the wealthiest people in the medieval period may have had access to clean water through servants who were called water carriers. These were people tasked with bringing fresh water to the home of individuals for individuals bathe. If you were poor, as many of the people in the period were, you would have to travel to the nearest river to collect clean water. Although we often stereotype them as incredibly dirty, our ancestors were probably better acquainted with soap than we believe. Soap was first invented by ancient Babylonians as early as the 2800 BC. This was a Mesopotamian clay tablet showing recipes for natural soap. Archaeologists have found remains of what they believe to be soap in clay cylinders found at historic sites. Some of these containers have inscriptions like fat spoiled with ashes. Okay, we did read this earlier as well. Houses in even the early 1900s were built with either clay bricks or just mud slapped onto wood pillars. Oh. Yeah, I guess like the houses of like... Right, like the poorer people would be more primitive, ne? Because I guess wood would have been more expensive. Let's see. Egyptians are also said to have bathed regularly. Okay. Medical text found in 1500 BC details how to combine animal and vegetable oils with salt to make soap. This soap was not only used for washing but also to treat skin conditions. I see. The papyrus from ancient Egypt, including soap-making recipes. Oh, speaking of papyrus, and like the symbols and stuff, do you guys know those like old books where like, they had like visual like puzzles, and page by page, you had to solve like a mystery of like what was happening? I don't remember the name, but they had... I remember having a book where it was like some Egyptian mystery where like a modern explorer goes to a place in ancient Egypt, and then there was like this really weird thing going on, and you had to like try to solve the puzzles, and it was like there were a lot of pictures. No, it was just a kid's book where you solve puzzles and there were mysteries, but that was like my knowledge of papyrus and like hieroglyphs. Is that what they're called? Yeah. It's like very Indiana Jones-ish. Yeah, there was like a book, but it was like an Egyptian puzzle, and you had to try to like figure out a code and stuff that used like symbols. Anyway, I suddenly remembered it playing something like that as a child. The Greeks were also extremely clean. Not only did they use soap, but they also invented a very early form of shower, which sprayed users with water, as well as public washing places. The richest ancient Greeks had their own bathrooms. They also scrubbed themselves with olive oil, as well as used bowls that stood on pedestals to wash if they didn't have a proper bathroom. Heh. Yeah, puzzle adventure book. Despite its early origins, it was the Romans who gave soap its name. It came from the legend of Mount Sapo, which told of rain running down a mountain mixed with animal fat and ashes, forming a clay-like soap. The Romans, like the Greeks, also understood that dirt was causing disease. They were famous for building aqueducts to supply their towns with clean water. They also built public baths, as well as cold and hot rooms. Like the Greeks, Romans also rubbed their skin with oil and made their own soap. Yeah, sapo. During the Middle Ages, there seems to have been a general decline in bathing, but this does not mean that people stopped altogether. In Japan... Oh, okay. They're like, okay, forget about the dirty Middle Ages. We're gonna go to Japan now. Just, we're talking people in general. Quick, distract them. It was customary to wash every day, and in Iceland, people made use of hot springs. Oh, yeah. Some places bathed, guys. There was bathing, but not everywhere. Yeah, having your own bed meant that you were really rich, and only the nicest inn had such rooms to let. Right. Wow. The public bathhouse. Is this like a... Is she behind like a sauna or something? What's this? How come like... Oh, you can't see my mouse. I'm like, how come there's like a area behind a thing here? Interesting. I'm just trying to see what a bathhouse looked like. In some places in the Middle Ages, there were bathhouses which people could pay to use. In fact, in the 14th century, there was one installed by the Palace of Westminster by the English King Edward III. People who could not afford to install a bathhouse in their own homes had to rely on a simple wooden tub. It was thought that soap began being made in England in the 12th century and in the American colonies in the 17th century. People were also making soap across Europe at this time, particularly in areas that grew olives, as their oil was great soap. Greeks like to call everyone outside of Greece barbarians, so even if you had some advanced tech or culture, then them, in their eyes, barbarian, and even adopted some ideas from said barbarians. I see. During this period, the people of England were said to bathe outside in rivers if they could not access their own private or public baths. Some people took to dry washing, which involved wiping their body down with a clean cloth. I see. Bathing in rivers was quite common. Oh. Okay. Olive plant was a treasure as a food and utility. Right, it's also very healthy, right, as an oil. It was during this time that bathing became popular again, as it was in the Roman period Of course, this was much of the case in the wealthier areas, but poor people were unable to spend money on things like soap. Okay, and then during the Middle Ages and early modern period, one place of particular cleanliness was the monasteries, which often advocated for good hygiene. They often contained written instructions on how to wash one's hands before mealtimes. Ooh. Monasteries often contained dedicated rooms where one could go to wash their hands before a meal, and these rooms are often named lavatoria. However, there were not bathrooms as we know them today. There was not a space in these rooms for leaving oneself. They remained entirely for hand and face washing. Heh. Interesting. Ooh. The fountain of the lavatorium in Maubronn Monastery in Germany. Rome was a lot warmer year-round, so it had lots of advantages. Ah. Right. I see. Ancient dental hygiene. Okay. Toothbrushes were invented in 17th century England. Prior to this, there's evidence that people used toothpicks. However, most people remained negligent when it came to keeping on top of their oral hygiene. Dental problems were rife for much of history. Some ancient Sumerian texts record dental problems, one of which is given the name toothworms. The theory came from the fact that cavities would leave visible holes in the tooth, and dentists at the time didn't understand the true cause of these holes, so came up with the idea that they were caused by worms. I see. なるほどね. I don't know the history of Japanese bathing, but I'm pretty sure it goes back quite far. But because like Japan had hot springs, like naturally occurring hot springs, so yeah. Little was done in terms of preventative measures. Much of dental hygiene in the past was centered on treating the problem after it existed. However, some civilizations accidentally unknowingly improved their dental hygiene. Skeletons of Roman people who resided in Rome showed that they had healthier diets than the rest of the people living in the Roman Empire. Which meant that their teeth were preserved better. Oh, so if you just eat better. Oh my gosh, this picture. Your worms. Ah! The blackened gums. Oh. D representing dentists. A dentist with silver forceps and a necklace of large teeth, extracting a tooth of a seated man. Oh, okay. Alright. Ancients had better teeth. I guess it's due with what you eat, right? And also less sweet foods, maybe? Let's see. Ancient Egyptians were known for good hygiene. They bathed frequently and wore makeup. And the ancient Greeks had a similar reputation emphasized for the benefits of healthy diet. Ancient Egyptian cosmetics. Toiletry set with eye cosmetic. Oh, right, because they drew eyeliner, right? They had the winged liner. My impression of like ancient Egyptians is like they have the eyeliner. Yeah. Nah. As far back as ancient Roman period, women were said to have used razors. They have found tweezers, pumice stones, as well as depilatory creams, which are used to remove hair. In Tudor England, it was said that people cared about their appearance. People took to carrying little glass or steel mirrors, and some also carried tweezers as well as combs, ear scoops, and bone manicure sets. Bone manicure. Yeah. Yeah, I guess removing body hair. Yeah. The evidence that people have been shaving since the earliest days of man. It is believed that they used to sharpen rocks to scrape away facial hair. They may also have removed facial hair by plucking it. Whoa. Lots of different cosmetics. Okay. Conclusion? There's a conclusion section. Alright. Let's see. Alright. The hypocaust system of the ancient Romans. Now I can learn how they heated water. There we go. One by one. It was frowned upon in Roman culture to have facial hair. The only exception for it was the morning beard. Hair. So they plucked everything. Whoa. Let's see. Romans were known for their advanced engineering skills. Yup. Okay. The baths. Romans may have absorbed the earlier Greek model. Verse might have been true. Okay, so they're not sure who really invented it type of thing. Roman bath with heated water. The hypocaust was an ancient Roman heating system that provided underfloor heating. Okay. It consisted of raised floor supported by pillars called pillae stacks, creating a hollow space underneath. It was pipes heating a furnace underground, which was fueled wood and operated by slaves. I see. Yeah. Thing Rome was the original thing Japan. I see. Naruhodo. They used to heat hot baths. Wealthier merchant class considered them essential for villas across Roman Empire. Oh. Okay. They were burning a lot of wood. It was evident that the Romans were burning a lot of wood. Research has shown that one bath, the consumption was approximately 140 tons of wood per year, which is why Romans were using solar power to assist the hypocaust system. Whoa, really? Interesting. The sun alone on sunny days could provide most of the energy to maintain 100 degrees F Fahrenheit temperatures. Even if fires reduced on sunny days, there would probably be some thermal energy stored in the doors and walls that could maintain the temperature. Ooh, look. Cool. Picture. Bath. Okay. Toilet facilities as well. Water tower. Whoa. Wastewater for sewers. The furnace. Clean water from the aqueduct. Insane Linguist, thank you so much for the super. Tooth decay wasn't really common until sugar became widely available. Before that, it was treated as a spice and prohibitively expensive. Right, that makes sense because I feel like, yeah, humans were not, like, developed to be able to withstand that much sugar without cleaning. From the way, yeah, people's teeth just fall off. Let's see. Maybe, どうかな? Maybe history of the Japan. Bathing history. The facts on bathing. Let's see. And somebody mentioned ancient China earlier. Let's see. Sources of bathing date back to 3,000 years ago. Ancient Chinese royalty kept up with the hygiene. And there were royal bathrooms from the Warring States period. Baths were decorated with ceramic tiles, and wet areas had drainage holes and sewage systems. Bathrooms and urban water supply existed in China as early as the Shang dynasty. Ancient Chinese wrote the earliest recorded evidence of bathroom culture in the Oracle Turtle script 3,000 years ago. Bathtubs were made with bronze or timber. During the Zhou dynasty, bathing was a social ritual, not just for personal hygiene. Perhaps the importance of bathing as a social ritual is why the public bathhouse came about during the Zhou dynasty. Oh, but this is public bathhouse talking about like Romans. But it should only really have been for the rich. Yeah. I love reading random Wikipedia articles too. I mean, I'm also just reading like different sites that have this information. Bathing as a social ritual. Especially for those in politics. For example, society expected Chinese citizens should boil water for their parents to bathe in every 5 days. They should also help their parents wash their hair every 3rd day. What? Moreover, bathing extended beyond the household. When visiting another family, it was customary to take a bath provided by the host before enjoying any other festivities. The bathing social ritual only grew in importance during the Han Dynasty, and this is clear by the actions of the government at the time, who scheduled holidays so that officials could wash. Wow. The National Bathing Holiday. I see. The day where everybody bathed. Yeah, wooden bathtubs existed since ancient times. True. So ne. In the historical text known as the Rites of the Han Court, the government provided a bathing holiday every 5 days. These holidays every 5 days? So it's like having a weekend. These holidays remained later into other dynasties, such as the Tang Dynasty, which only adjusted into a bathing holiday every 10 working days. No! The holiday became less frequent! There's no... It's like, oh, you can get once every 5 days off, and it's like, no, once every... I'll give you 10. No, it's like every 10 days you get to have 1 day off to bathe. Yeah. They became more stingy with the bathing. Yeah, only for officials. Yeah, only for people in the government. But that's why they had all those like scholarly exams, right? To like, because it's like people who want to be somebody, anybody, and have a stable job wanted to become a government official, but then they had rigorous exams to make this happen. So people would spend their lives studying to try to get into the court. Where you get bathing holidays? Yeah. Nah. Peasants used boiled water and cloth for wiping. Oh, okay. And bath beans became popular. High-status citizens used them for cleaning and moisturizing their skin. Let's see. And it came to a point where expensive toiletry items were only available for nobility, so the emperor would even gift his officials bath beans and other expensive hygiene products. 1 bath per year? Whoa. 1 bath per year? Mandated in the US states. Interesting. During this time, the wealthy built private houses like the Burning Dragon Warm Pool, where okay, it's in a modern province. Like the Song Dynasty, public bathhouses became essential for social life and recreation in later eras. These became spas offering spa services like nail clipping, massages, shaving, and ear cleaning. Apparently, you're like not actually supposed to clean your ears. I was reading about that. Because there's a lot of like ear cleaning services, I think. In like Chinese spas, I think. I think I saw like a video of like a couple traveling in like China, and they were highlighting different stuff, and they were walking around a random city, and they came across like this ear cleaning thing, and of course they were like YouTubers, so they filmed it, right? And the ear cleaning service also like has a camera inside your ear to show you all the stuff that's coming out. But then I saw that, and then I googled like what happens when you clean your ears. Like, are you supposed to need to clean your ears because so much stuff comes out? And then it turns out you're actually like, ears are supposed to be self-cleaning. Yeah, unless you have a blockage. Right. Right, I hear doing a Q-tip is not good because you could like damage your ears. Yeah, just be careful. Okay, the bath bean was a delicate type of soap from the Han Dynasty that came from the ground beans or peas mixed with spices. And the recipes would use herbs such as cloves or eaglewood or various flowers and even powdered jade to make... They're basically like soap things, yeah. You could pierce your eardrum easily, right, if you clean your ears too hard, yeah. So, let's see. There was also a simpler form of toothpaste. Let's see. Salt was a great way to whiten and protect teeth. So, during the Tang, Wei, Jin, and Sui dynasties, it was commonplace to see people dip their fingers in salt, wine, tea, and vinegar to wipe their teeth and clean their mouths. Heh. Jackal, thank you so much for the super. If at least one state mandated one day a year where you must bathe, that means there was one stinky mad lad that got arrested for not bathing for a year. Oh my gosh. And then as, let's see, teeth cleaning methods evolved, they replaced salt with a concoction called the tooth powder, which, people combined the powder with pork, teeth, saponin, ginger, other stuff I can't read, lotus leaf, green salt, and they used this combination to maintain their teeth and even found ways to use it to remove moisture and heat from the body. Heh. Okay. They also use animal bristles for brushing teeth? For cleaning? Oh, for brushes. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. Let me just scroll quickly to see if there's anything else interesting. People invented bamboo slices cut into thin strips as toilet paper. Oh, okay, that's the primitive toilet paper. Upper class also washed afterwards and applied aromatherapy for better fragrance. They used this quite a while until traditional paper became available due to higher cost. And then in the Yuan dynasty, they brought about the usage of straw paper, and it became common toiletry for ordinary people, whereas the royalty used silk to wipe. Silk toilet paper for the upper class. Oh my gosh. Whoa. Varicus Skellage, thank you so much for the 1, 2, 3, 4, 500 bits. Arigatou gozaimasu. Just want to say thank you for the fun topic stream. As a history nerd, it battles inventions and societal stuff. It is very amusing to spread and share knowledge, and also the Black Plague originated in China and moved westward on fleas, and to this day Madagascar still has a Black Plague. Wait, because they were saying that it moved along the Silk Road, possibly, right? Yeah. Silk Road, and then rats and fleas and stuff. So ne. Next level bougie, yeah, the silk toilet paper. Another voice to fall asleep to. I mean, today's topics that we're talking about not very conducive for sleep, but please feel free to try. Alright, here's let me see if I can find the history of Japanese bathing culture. A survey? No, I want history. Okay, okay. There we go. History. So they have natural onsen. Yup. Misogi. The act of cleansing your body before visiting a shrine. People would cleanse their body in the river or the sea. Right, nowadays shrines have running water that you can like clean your hands and rinse your mouth before you go into the shrine to pray, because you're supposed to be clean. And then when Buddhism was introduced, bathing facilities called yudo or yokudo were created alongside many temples in Japan. Buddhism teachings state when you get into the bath, you cast off 7 ailments and acquire 7 blessings. The advent of seoku, free bath for the poor found at temples, gave the public the chance to bathe, making the custom of bathing more common. In those days, you could clean your body in a mushiburo, steam bath, which was similar to modern-day sauna. Oh, speaking of, I have seen a bath, like a small bath at like a Buddhist temple before. Like there are some temples and shrines that have attached, or like just a nearby, a bathing facility. And I remember in like a really countryside area, I once saw a free one that you can just go in. Well, it's free, but there's like a donation box. It's unmanned completely. But there was a donation box outside where you could put in like 100 yen, 200 yen or something to donate to that like temple. And then you can use their bathing facility. But I remember that bath being the hottest bath I've ever been into. It was like scorchingly hot. I never properly sat inside because it was like 46 degrees Celsius or something. It was really hot. And there was like, you could turn on this like a cold water pipe that you could like add cold water to the bath to make it cooler. But like, it just like never got cold enough to like actually be a normal temperature for bathing. Insane Linguist, thank you so much for the super. You can make your very concentrated emergency soap when camping. All you need is your own grimy hands, wood, ash, and water, but you need to be really quick or risk chemical burns on your hands. Oh dear. I see. Yeah. Yeah, maybe because I'm an energy vampire and naturally have a cooler body temperature, but like, I'm quite sensitive to hot temperatures, I think. So usually, when I first sit down at a bath that's like 41 or 42 degrees, I have to like sit down, stand up a couple of times before I get used to the temperatures. Or else I feel the water burn on my back. It's too hot. In the latter part of the 16th century, the emergence of public bathhouses, known as sento, brought about the dramatic change in the Japanese bathing culture, allowing general public to enjoy bathing regularly. The first part of the 17th century saw the introduction of suebfuro. These bathtubs would be filled with hot water and allow people to immerse themselves as far as their shoulders. With this, the style of bathing that we know today started to become more common. The sento flourished as a public place where people of all ages gathered to bathe. However, rather shockingly, in those days, the majority of sento offered mixed gender bathing. Rather shockingly. This still exists today, actually, in some very traditional countryside places. It appears that people of the Edo period were rather broad-minded. There's actually been some, like, more, like, traditional hotels that recently became, more modernized. And I say that quote-unquote because they were receiving more, like, foreign tourists who were shocked that you were supposed to, like, go into a bath, like a mixed gender bath, like without anything. So then they slowly started introducing like wearing like towels and stuff. So the hotel would like provide towels for people. And then I remember there was a bath that I've never been to, but I did a lot of research because I liked looking at different baths, right? And I found this one bath. I remember they used to say that like women, yeah, like generally you're supposed to go to the bath naked, but women were allowed to wear a towel that you can ask for at the front desk. And then men were still supposed to just go like without anything. And then apparently later there was just too much outrage amongst like people with like families with like little kids and stuff. So then later men were also supposed to wear a towel. Yeah. You just changed the rules. Yeah, it was yeah, it's all the little kids that are also there. So they will. Yeah, but yeah, people it was like very common, I guess, before, where all the bathing was just mixed, I think. Yeah. Oh, this is so pretty. Nice picture. Sento continued to be a main source of bathing throughout the 19th century. It was in the period of rapid economic growth, following World War II, where it became common to have a bath at home with a kodan shutaku, mass-produced apartment building blocks. Okay. Today, everyone has a bath at home, but Japanese people's love for bathing is still apparent in the numbers taking vacations to onsen or visiting super sento. I love these small, like, wooden baths. いいね. Learned a lot. Surely little kids wouldn't care. I think it was the parents not wanting to expose their kids to, like, other strangers. Booty slaps, thank you so much for 5 months membership. ありがとうございます. Yeah. 公団住宅? なるほど. Danchi みたいな. Finland has more saunas than population, since even in apartment buildings have got sauna. Right, the Finnish sauna. There's some really fancy ones in Japan that are like supposed to be really luxurious. Let's see. I wanted to show ooh, there's some that looks so fancy. Whoa. Ooh, wait, there's some that there's no way. Where is this? It's so pretty. This has got to be, oh, like Hokkaido? Oh, a sauna retreat. I just saw this picture. Look how cool this is. And the outside, okay, it's the Ryohyo drift ice and scorching sauna awaits at the Kitakoboshi Shiretoko Hotel Resort. Let me Google that. This is the kind of rabbit hole I go under. I see a cool picture, and I want to know where that is. Doko? Hokkaido, maybe? Maps. Whoa! Really far in Hokkaido. Look. Up here. Whoa. The spa world in Osaka? No, I've never been. I've also never been to the Unesan in Hakone, which I've always dreamed of going, but I've never made it there. It's the place with the wine bath and the it's like an onsen theme park. Okay? It has hot water and also baths, but also a public area where you wear a bathing suit and then you can like do slides and stuff and all this, and yeah, and then there's a coffee bath where they pour actual coffee into the bath, and they also have a wine bath that's like kind of cool. Yeah. Yeah, look, oh, here's the wine bath. Yeah, I always wanted to go here. I've never been. Ikitai. Yeah. The coffee bath, the wine bath. Yeah, if you look up Unesan, this is the name. Unesan. You'll see all the information. It's really cool and interesting. Yeah, wouldn't a wine bath be really sticky? I think the wine content is not that high. It's mostly water, to be honest. Let's see. I got to look at pictures of this hotel that has the crazy sauna. Ooh, okay, it doesn't look as crazy from... Oh wait, maybe it's a different picture? It like just does not look that crazy from here. Like, I can't find a different picture of this. Will we get there someday? I hope so too. Yeah, bucket list. Yeah, I mean, Japanese baths are all required to have a bit of chlorine, so it can't just be, like, no chlorine. There's, like, standards they have to adhere to make sure it's, like, clean. Yeah. Oh my gosh, so many nice baths. Makes me want to go to an onsen. Looking at these pictures! Okay. Anyways, end up looking at a bunch of... Okay, I'm on Wikipedia again in the category of bathing. Let's see if there's anything interesting here to see. What's this about the wine bath? It's like a fun, gimmicky bath in a onsen theme park in Hakone. Yeah. So like, they'll have like somebody actually, I think once an hour or something, pour wine into the bath. I think. Yeah. There's a beer spa where you can take a bath in beer. What? That's crazy. Alright, let's look at all these different... Ooh, there's something called a shower train, which were specialized trains used throughout Europe to provide mobile bathing facilities to troops. Oh! During the First World War. Wow. Okay. The sauna whisk. The sitz bath is a bathtub in which a person sits in the water up to the hips. It's used to relieve discomfort and pain. Okay. Looking at different types of baths. Okay. Geothermal hot springs. What's this? Crenotherapy. I'm mousing over all these words I don't know. Isn't alcohol bad for the skin? I think probably the level is so little, it doesn't really make a huge difference. What's really popular, I think, in Japan amongst, like, women is, carbonated baths. Because I think the carbonation is supposed to be good for your skin or something. They even sell, like, bath salts that add carbonation to your bath at home to have the same effect, and then you can see like the little bubbles build up on your skin. It's really fun to watch actually, and then you like rub off the bubbles and then they come back. That's what I do. I usually sit there until I see bubbles on my skin, and then I get out, because you're not supposed to be in there for more than 5 minutes at a time. Oh, and Japanese baths also have electric baths. They have like baths that like gently electrically shock you in the bath. So you feel like a buzz on your back. Yeah. In some sento they have that. I don't like it. It feels weird. Yeah. But they have electric baths. I think some people like it. I mean, that's why some places have it. But I don't really like it. Yeah. The rubber ducky has its own Wikipedia page. Rubber ducks were invented in the late 19th century, and they were believed to improve developmental skills in children during water play. Heh. For those unsure if the toaster's right for them. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean, well... Let me see if I can... Electric bath, Japan. You can get a picture of it. Denki buro. Yeah, that's what it's called. What the? I saw a weird picture. Okay, look at this picture of this lady. This one. She's sitting in a... Huh? Like a personal electric bath? Okay, anyway. The baths normally just look like this. And there's like panels on the side that gives out like a... electric... kind of soft wave feeling. Yeah, let me see. Denki buro. Not him. Denki buro. Oh my gosh, this lady again. What's this? Eh? Hold on. There's a history of electric baths. Okay. Oh, it's a modern galvanic bath that you can use at home. Wait, the source. Let me click on this. Sanatoria Klimkovice. What brand is this? Curated procedures for adults. Hold on, the page is still loading. The safe electric chair. Oh my gosh. Electrowater therapy is for very special cases. Oh, the site can't be reached. Okay, never mind. Maybe it's not real anymore. It doesn't exist anymore. Doesn't seem to exist anymore, so yeah. I can't seem to do anything. Find the page of that product. I wanted to see how much it would cost. Whoa, なるほどね. Yeah, electric bath sounds dangerous. There's a whole history of it. Like, it's a whole thing. It was an early form of the tanning bed. Eh? Okay, this is a different bath, I think. They're talking about... early models are considered dangerous. But conditions like skin cancer were never known to be caused by UV rays. Oh. Insane Linguist, thank you so much for the super. A Hungarian noblewoman named Elizabeth Bathory rose to infamy by bathing in blood of young women in pursuit of eternal youth. That sounds like something that happens in JoJo. Like, that's something a Dio would do. Just for fun. Like, just to try. I guess that's where it's inspired from. I don't know. Wait, this happened in... Wait, there was an anime that I watched where this happened. Nandakke? I forgot what anime, but there was like an evil lady in this like isekai-ish anime. Don't think it was isekai. What was it? What was I watching? There's this evil lady that was like kidnapping like pretty girls and like killing them to use their blood to keep her young. Yeah. No, it was a recent anime. No, it was not Fate, because I've never seen Fate. It was definitely a random battle isekai. No, it was a reincarnated a villainous one where the girl was like very misunderstood. And people thought she was the villain. But it turns out, you know, there was a bigger villain type thing. No, it was definitely a reincarnated. Yes. Was it Dark History? Did this happen in Dark History? Maybe. Did it? I don't know. I don't know if it was that one. Anyway, one of the ones I've watched, I can't tell you anything besides the villainess has red hair. Like maroon red hair, I think. Yeah. Look it up real quick. I have no idea what it could what I could use to search for that. Was it the Castlevania and FX anime? Nope. I don't think I would have watched that. Yeah. The villainess had like reddish hair, I think, and she also had a smaller build. She was kind of skinny. And short. And I think a dude with a sword came and saved her. Yeah. The Prince of the Neighbor Kingdom? I feel like it's not a neighbor kingdom. It sounds like it could be Dark History. Wait, let me just look up. Dark History. Yeah. Let me see. Based on the character design? Oh wait, no it is! It is this one! Yeah, you're right, it is this one! Yeah. It's the Dark History of the Reincarnated Villainess, yeah. Or yeah, it was like a short reddish hair main villain who was like more cutesy than usual. And then the dude with the sword. Yeah, okay, the blonde haired guy with the sword, and then the police guy with the sword. Okay, yeah, okay. Me remembering just random details but don't remember the name or the names of any characters. I don't know how people remember like characters' names and stuff. I can never remember. I'll be like, yeah, the one with the yellow hair. I remember a few things that they did, but I'll never remember any names. There's so much trouble. Yeah. Close enough, yup. eShop. Okay, there we go. Easy but memorable cast. I still cannot tell you what the names of anybody in the anime is. But I like the art of the anime. It had like a rare, like, almost like old-timey look to the art that made me think the anime was older. And then I was like, wait, but it's from like last year. And the novel was also from the 2020s. But then the art had like those big eyes that I thought, it made me think it was like an older show, but it's not. Yeah. So that was interesting. Anyway, let's see. I think, Nandake. Give me a second. What are we doing tomorrow? I feel like... Man, I just wrote my schedule, I forgot. Oh, we're playing Neopets games tomorrow, that's right. Yeah, because I remember Wednesday was my collab with Tenma Senpai. And then Friday we're gonna have TGIF chatting. Just like chatting and maybe some drinks, that should be some fun. Tomorrow I hope to get onto Neopets and play some Destructo Match. My favorite game. Yeah. My favorite game in Neopets is Destructo Match. Let me see. Neopets. Let me go on the site right now. Games. Oh, you could buy the mini games collection for Switch and PS5. What? They're selling the games now. Whoa. Whoa, the buy now button. Games. Play Neopets. Oh, do I need other games? It's on Steam? Wait, Neopets games on Steam? Really? Is that true? Maybe I should get that instead of trying to play on the site. Oh, it is on Steam. Oh. Wait, let me look. Neopets. Oops, I can't spell. Neopets. Oh, that's why you can't play them online anymore. I feel like up till like just now you could play them online. Okay. Because they're selling the games now, finally. The Neopian Arcade. Oh. Do they have everything? Mostly negative reviews. Oh my gosh. It's bad, apparently. Wait, really? Retro-inspired mini-games. Rebuilt for the modern day. Do they have a list of all the games, though? Because I don't want it if it doesn't have Destructo Match. Oh, they have it! Destructo Match. Whoa. Couple Nuts, thank you so much for the super. Thank you for the educational stream today. It was informative and entertaining. No, thank you for learning with me today. I have also learned a lot. I learned what a cesspool was. And I vaguely learned how the ancient Roman aqueducts worked. Yeah. Bathory was likely innocent or vastly blown out of proportion to remove her from political power, as she has major political influence. Oh, so it was kind of like a witch hunt. Right? Wow, look at these games. Wait, I don't even remember what most of these were. Was Ultimate Bullseye the one where you, like, try to get Bullseye? I feel like I don't remember. Ice Cream Machine. Miyaka Chase. I don't remember what you do in Pyramids. Is the Fairy Bubbles the one where it's kind of like the shooting bubbles upwards game? And then I only know Destructo Match. Oh, Cheat was one of my favorite games. They don't have Cheat. Why are the reviews so negative? It's functional, it works, but it's not polished. Okay. 100% remade from Flash into Unity. It's the 26 games remade into Unity. But there were 250 games on the site, so it's only 10% of the original games. Many games excluded from the count were extremely simplistic or otherwise unsuitable for a collection like this. There were also plenty of other gambling-focused games that would lose their charm and purpose if these on-site mechanics were removed. Even after the deductions, however, there would still be easily 100 to 150 valid games that could have made the cut that were absent. I see. So it's a bad review because there's not much to do. There's not enough games, ne? Roboto, thank you so much for the super. Is it a good time to report the Ballistocrat's jail showers being broken for the past 2 months? That can't be right. That can't be right. So does that mean that you guys have been using the various public baths? What's been the solution? You got a stick sponge to share. I see. You can use it for scrubbing. Naruhodo. Alright. Let's fix up the bathing facilities. Alright. And it's all fixed up. You should be able to have a nice hot shower tonight. Yay! Isn't that great? Or at least it's been fixed up and renovated. Fully renovated. So it's going to be great. Mint Lilac, thank you so much for the super. You love these sorts of streams. Thanks so much, Malice. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. No, I had a lot of fun reading a lot of different stuff too. So, yeah. Arigato. Let me see. Okay, maybe I can still play the games online. Ooh. Oh, if I go straight to the game site, I can still play them online. Okay. Oh, it's like not every game though. Oh wait, no, there's lots of games. There's lots of games. Ooh, sorted by alphabetical order. Let me find. Wait, where's Destructo Batch? No, where is it? Wait, why is it not in the list of games in D? Hello, Destructo Batch. Destructo Match. There we go. Why was it missing? Oh my gosh. This freaked me out. Alright, let me mute the tab. Gotta grab the Lysol? Oh dear. Yeah. Anyway, this is my favorite game. I'll keep this tab open so I'll remember. I'll come back to here tomorrow. This is what we'll be doing. Yes. Exploring these games. I guess that basically the game site is still up, but if you go to the Neopets main page, it's an entirely different page that doesn't link to this games page. So you have to like come here like separately to be able to directly play the games on the site, I guess. Yeah. You prefer cold showers? It's okay, because the shower's working, you can just make the water colder, so it's all good. Yeah. Oh, I mean, you know, when I use my eyes to give you ligma, I also remove the ligma, so don't worry, you don't have it anymore. You just had it for like a split second and then you don't have it anymore, so you're good. Yeah. Yeah, if you go straight to the Neopets games page, the games are still there when you search Neopets games. Yeah. Yeah, alright. Anyway, so I will see you all tomorrow to chat and just play some games together. Thank you so much for joining me tonight for hopefully very great conversations for you to listen to during your breakfast or lunch. Hope you had a nice meal, everybody. And mata ashita. See you tomorrow. Yeah. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.